For those of you who don't know and haven't heard, Mr. Potato Head, who is a very famous character in the Toy Story series, um, is getting a name change by Hasbro, which is the toy's creator. They are now saying that they're going to remove Mr. from the title of the toy, Mr. Potato Head. He'll no longer be called Mr. Potato Head. They want to make him gender neutral. I don't know if anyone complained. I don't know if some man who thinks he's a woman complained. It's not gender neutral, whatever. This is just what's happening now in our world. The freaks are taking over. And I'm not saying this to be offensive. I really am not. But at some point we need to use language which is going to wake people up, and we need to use language which is fighting language, which is going to fight back. Look, I don't care if you are a man and you think you are a woman. Personally, I think that's a mental illness, but I'm not going to stop anyone from using their own money, not taxpayer money, but their own money to change into a woman if they feel that's what they want to do. That's fine. Yay and amen and boom shakalaka goes right there to you. I have no problem with that. But this is getting very ridiculous. I mean, and there's even a CNN article here now which is saying that Mr. Potato Head is the latest weapon in the Fox News culture war. Well, yeah, damn right it is, because this is getting ridiculous. I mean, you know what the society is saying? Everybody says that there's more than two genders. Okay, but what about the other two genders? What about male and female? It's like, now male and female, it's not enough that there's more than two genders. The other two mainstream genders have to be wiped out. It's like, actually there really isn't more than two genders. There's only these freaky genders, and male and female is wiped out. That's a dirty word. If you call yourself a man or a woman or mother or father, you need to be wiped out. In fact, in British Columbia, there was a father who got arrested, and that's why I'm using this language, because I'm not going to allow the freaks now to say, well, and I have a right to call people freaks if I feel they are freaks, okay? I'm not trying to be bad or anything, but the reason I'm saying this, the reason I'm talking like this, is because we need to start fighting back here now. It's like they are saying, there's a guy who got arrested or had his child taken away because he misgendered him in British Columbia about a year or two ago. And then, of course, you got that Jonathan Yaniv fool out there who needs to be locked up or put away somewhere, who tried to sue a bunch of salons in Vancouver because and this is a man, he thinks he's a woman, and he wanted to get a Brazilian wax, which is a female service. No matter how much you want to say that you are, and by the way, he didn't even get the sex change done, and so he's still got a dick and nuts, excuse my French, and he's still expecting this Brazilian wax. I think they should have given it to him. It would have hurt like hell. I think they should have given it. Just give it to him. Rip those pubic hairs off of him. That would have hurt like God Almighty Sunday dinner. That would have been more painful than jerk chicken on your taste buds. I think they should have given it to him. I would have given it to him. Oh, hell yeah, you. But that's the thing. You see? It's become to a point where this is another thing that the cancel culture wants to use against us. And so with Hasbro, a big major company, taking this very strange and odd move, is just a signal that the anti-male, anti-female people, they're taking over. This is our world now. You just shut up. And, if we come into your salon and we want a waxing, you better do it. You misgender me, you're going to get locked up and all this stuff because Hasbro, a major corporation, has just given the green light for us to feel this way. So now they've gotten more bold. This is what's wrong with it. This is what's wrong with this. This big, huge global company has just given the green light for the freaks to come out and say, hey, this big old company here, which is very legitimate, has done this. So now let's get more bold now. Let's start arresting people who misgender. Let's start shutting down businesses who refuse female services to males, even if they don't have the sex change. Let's shut down businesses, when is this going to end? When is it going to end? That's what I want to know. When is it going to end? Where is the stop? And that's why I say that this action is dangerous, especially now in this day and age where the New World Order is ready to just run roughshod over everybody. And with CNN now coming out and saying that, oh, this is just the latest weapon in the right wing's culture wars. This. You know what CNN is saying with this? This is the article here. It's the article that CNN has in response to Mr. Potato Head being turned into just Potato Head. No more Mr. What CNN is trying to do, and I think this is dangerous. If I was a leader, I would censor CNN. I would do. This has to stop. CNN is trying to say the right wing is trying to come after us with a culture war because Mr. Potato Head. Look, in the normal, back in normal times, people who this Hasbro, you decide you're going to change it to take off the Mister. You'd be like, what? But what CNN is trying to do is say, how dare you question Hasbro's decision to get rid of Mister? You are a right-wing culture warrior. You are an extremist, and let's, feed that into the minds of our viewers, and hopefully enough people get riled up so that they start demanding that anybody who criticizes Hasbro for changing Mister into gender neutral gets shut down, gets censored, gets arrested, gets their businesses taken away. That is what CNN is trying to do. I was actually having a very educational discussion with my mother yesterday, and she stated that, I stated that, the mainstream media is this cancel culture, is social media and all this. What she said, well, it starts with the people creating backlash, which she's right. She's actually right. But you know how that backlash gets created? It's created because of CNN and mainstream media and the New World Order and big tech and all of these guys. They do their best. They do their best to pound into the minds of people that criticizing something as trivial as changing Mister into gender neutral is such an evil act. It is a wicked and evil and dangerous act that it's just as similar as supporting the Holocaust, and this person needs to be destroyed. If you criticize Hasbro for making Mr. Potato Head gender neutral, you are just as bad, if not worse, than the Nazis, and you need to be destroyed. That's what they're saying. And you know something? I'm not going to be afraid of it. This is going too far. They're just trying to make an environment where we're all afraid of these, of criticizing these bizarre, strange, crazy decisions by these big global companies. And Hasbro is doing this so that they can make this normal and get rid of male, female, mother, father, etc., etc. And I am starting to wonder whether or not this is all just a big depopulation agenda. I don't know. It's this man. It's like normalize the abnormal and make the normal abnormal. If you say you're a man, you say you're a woman, that is creepy. That is weird. Get with the times, dude. Get with the times. Chop off your dick. Rip off your clitoris. Don't reproduce. The eugenics movement failed, so now we have to do it in a more secret way. So we're going to get all the men to chop their wieners off and get all the women to chop their clits off so that they can't reproduce. And if anybody says anything about it, you are evil and we're going to destroy you. That's what it is. Well, the good news is I don't want to leave you with negative feelings. I don't want to leave you. I hate doing that, and I hate when people do that. The good news is I do believe people are waking up. Even people on the left are waking up. I mean, look, most of my family's on the left. They think this is all nonsense. This is rubbish. What the hell? I mean, Mr. Potato. I mean, this is just going, where is this going to end? Look, I don't care. Look, this is, under normal circumstances, I wouldn't care. But this is not doing this because of the company's own decision. Because if it was done in the opposite way, let's say, for example, I bought Hasbro. Let's say I bought that company and I decided we're going to rechange Mr. Potato Head back into Mr. Potato Head. You know what would happen? The mainstream media would destroy me because I'm trying to get rid of gender neutrality. That's what they would do. They'd destroy me. I'd probably have to get bodyguards because the tranny movement would try to assassinate me. And again, I don't care if you, look, if you're a man, as long as you are of age and you are not, I mean, well, again, I think it's a mental illness. But if you're of age, 18 or older, and you're a man and you want to be a woman or you think you're a woman, I think it's a mental illness. I have the right to think it's a mental illness. I don't hate you. I mean, I don't hate people who have mental illnesses. I don't hate you. I don't resent you. I'm not a resentful or angry. But do it. I don't care. But what I don't like is trying to normalize this. But what I hate even more is to try and punish people who question it. That is what's dangerous. It's like I hate the society where certain topics are so toxic, people are too afraid to talk about it. Like the LGBT movement. First of all, that one, I don't think that's a mental illness. There are people who are attracted to the same sex. Look, I have family members who are attracted to the same sex. I'm not. But I have family members who are. I have friends who are. And you know what? Some of my best friends are homosexual, lesbian, whatever. In fact, my favorite uncle in the world is homosexual. Okay? And I love him. And I have no problem with homosexuals. I think that they should have the right to do what they want. I mean, Jamaica, for example, where my mother is from. I think they got it all wrong. I mean, who cares if someone's attracted to the same sex? Don't get in the way of adults. But what I don't like is the fact that anybody who criticizes the LGBT movement in the slightest is at risk of losing everything. I hate that. I criticize the fact that, the LGBT flag is all over public buildings. It's all over the roads. It's the rainbow flag. They're turning the crosswalks into rainbow. I mean, that is ridiculous to use taxpayer dollars to do that stuff. And I say it. But when I say even that, I'm at risk for losing everything, losing my job, losing everything. If I say that I don't like Pride Parade because a bunch of naked old men walk around Pride Parade, I'm at risk of losing everything. Even politicians. I remember Rob Ford, God bless his soul. He should have lived. His brother was the one who I can't stand. The premier now, he's the one who should have gone away. Let Rob Ford have been alive and be the premier today. He was a people's man, not like his treacherous, disgusting, filthy brother Doug. But anyway, Rob Ford, when he was running for mayor of Toronto, I remember watching a debate where the debate moderator said, Rob, will you attend Pride Parade? And Rob said, I don't know, maybe, I'm not obligated to, maybe I will. And everybody jumped on him. John Tory, Olivia Chow, it's almost like as if he was talking poison. It's like he was talking murder. How dare he say he'll not attend the Pride Parade? How dare him? Off with his head. He's a evil. You get it? I mean, the Pride Parade has become something similar to what's that ceremony that Arabs go to in Saudi Arabia? The pilgrimage or something like that. It's like if you don't attend, it's a criminal offense. It's like similar to living in North Korea and attending, the funeral of Kim Jong-il and being forced to cry as well. And if you don't do it, you are looked on as suspicious. I don't like that type of environment. Because listen, I will never go to Pride Parade. I don't care. It doesn't interest me. I don't care if you want to go. I don't care. But I do think it should be illegal for old men to walk around naked at the Pride Parade when children are go there. I think that should be illegal. I don't like the fact that pride flags are all over the place and all that. That is what disturbs me. And if I talk about those things, I'm at risk of losing everything. That is what I hate. And they're now trying to do that with the trans movement as well, which is even worse because in my heart, I feel that if you're a man and you think you're a woman, you have a mental illness. You have a mental illness. And I'll never stop believing that. I don't hate you for that. I don't want to stop you. But I will say that you ain't going into no woman's bathroom as a man. If I'm in charge, I'll lock your ass up. And vice versa. I will lock your sorry ass up if you do that. I mean, especially if you don't have the sex change done. I mean, if you look like Blair White, who's a man, and she looks more of a woman than most women, okay, fine, that's one thing, whatever. You've got the sex change done, you can have F on your driver's license, whatever. I still think it's a mental illness. I love Blair White, but I think that's a mental illness. Whatever. And I hope that Blair wouldn't hate me for saying that because it's my opinion. I'm sure she would think things that I say are mentally ill as well. And that's life. But this is getting out of control, man. That's why I'm speaking about this. Because now what Hasbro is doing is setting the green light for the trans movement to become even more emboldened and to start demanding more and to start using this now to feel that it is comfortable to take away our freedoms with the trans movement. But I think people are waking up. People aren't going to stand for this. I don't think the trans movement is going to go the same way as the LGBT movement. So where you can't say anything about it. I don't think that's going to happen. I hope that's a knock on wood. Praise the Lord. I don't think that's going to happen. So I want to leave you on that good note. And this is the Arana Nation, Mr. Potato Head. There, I said it. What you going to do? You watch. That's going to be a bad word in the next few years. Mr. Potato Head. That'll be a bad word. That'll be like saying the C word. Mr. Potato Head. Mrs. Potato Head, mother, father, sister, brother, granddad, grandma, aunt, uncle. There, I said it! Yeah and amen? Boom! Shakalaka goes right there.